Hello, everybody. Today we are flying the J3 Cub, Piper Cub, manufactured back in the 1940s, this particular one. And we're flying out of Kilo Golf Echo Delta, which is Sussex County, Georgetown. And we're just going to fly locally in some VFR weather, low and slow. So let's get her started. We got the windows and the doors open today. Of course, it would be freezing right now because it is actually snowing here at my home airfield, but through the magic of Microsoft Flight Sim, we got a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and taxi out.
Kilo Golf Echo Delta traffic November 28 Lima Sierra taking off runway 22 straight out departure.
And Sussex County Airport's a pretty good airport, pretty good size, not bad for county airport. Well taken care of, well managed. They got good companies, corporations on the field. And yeah, it's nice to have a decent airport. Okay, here we go. Comes off the ground real nice and easy. As you can see, the pilot sits in the back seat on a J3 when it's empty. If you have a passenger, the pilot can sit up front and the passenger in the back. It's pilot's call, but typically pilots would just fly from the back seat no matter what. This Model J3 has a 65 horsepower engine, not very big. The plane is covered in fabric, doped in fabric, no metal, just a metal frame, wooden spars on the wings. But I have flown these for real and they are a joy to fly. I mean, they just are incredible fun to fly around. It used to amaze me how many people would look up and wave when they would see a J3 going over their head. And you know, you could be in a Cessna or a Cherokee or something like that, and they might not even look up.
Sierra is type 1 miles west of Kilo Golf Echo Delta 600 feet. Request flight following.
November 28 Lima Sierra Dover approach. Squawk 0157.
Squawk 01578 Lima Sierra.
The town of Georgetown.
1 mile northwest of Kilo Golf Echo Delta 800 feet.
The seat for the Sussex County in Delaware. There's 3 counties, Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex. That's it. I was born and raised in Milford, which is about 16 miles north of here. That way. And I left for quite a long time for the military and government service, and so now I'm back. And hopefully I will be getting some more local flight time in. We're heading toward the Delaware Bay right now. Delaware Bay, on the other side of it, farther east, is New Jersey, Cape May, New Jersey, which is at the point of the southern tip of New Jersey. And down in this corner here is Cape Henlopen, which is the entry from the Atlantic Ocean into the bay. And then the Delaware Bay goes all the way up into Philadelphia. Used to get a little bit of pirate traffic in the Delaware Bay back in the day. And there's actual documentation that Blackbeard came into Lewes Beach, Delaware, which is kind of right over here. They came in off the Atlantic and ransacked the beach or the local community, and did all the normal things pirates do. But one thing that the pirates would not do is go all the way up into Philly, because there was a fee on their head, so to say. So they would never go all the way up into Philadelphia to trade. They would go up to kind of lower, or the northern part of Delaware on the Delaware Bay, and trade up there around Marcus Hook, locations like that. Quite a history of pirates coming in and out of the Delaware Bay. And then another fun fact is that during the World War II, when the German U-boats used to come in to this bay, the local aviators, and they weren't really military, they were just local aviators that had private planes, would go and spot for the German subs out in the bay. And it got to the point after a while where some of the guys would carry some type of explosive. I don't know if it was grenades or bombs or what, but they would fly over the subs and drop bombs down on them to make them submerge. And there were some books written by an actual German sub-commander who was actually in the Delaware Bay and wrote a book about it. I think it was called Those Damn Yellow Airplanes. And he was speaking of this plane right here, a J3 Cub, that used to fly over the bay looking for them. And it was just a pain in the ass for them, because they knew if the plane saw them that they were probably going to call artillery batteries in on them, which were posted along the coastline of Delaware. And there is actual fact that some of the crew of the German U-boats actually made it ashore at times in Lewes Beach for whatever reason. There's different types of accounts of what they were actually doing, but it was kind of a break, really, for them. They were not fighting. And then, of course, one U-boat did wash ashore in Rehoboth Beach, and from what I understand, the skeleton of that sub is still basically out in the water. Very cool looking plane. For as old as it is. I forget how many thousands were built. And the thing is, they're still being flown every day. You know, there's some vintage models out there that are completely restored and shown at airports or air shows and stuff. And then there's other ones out there that are, you know, they fly every day as a personal plane. They are very easy to fly. They're a little tricky learning how to take off and land, just like any other tail driver is, but as far as airmanship goes, you know, you catch on pretty quick. Very, very forgiving aircraft. Very forgiving. And then the fact that it flies very slow when you want it to. If you do have a mishap, it's probably not fatal. They're pretty rugged. And so I think we'll stop at Eagle Crest. Actually, they call it's Hudson Field, but it's Eagle Crest. It has a community of homes built right up to the runway. So if you have a house there and you got an airplane, keep your airplane right by your house. And they have a sports complex here too for outdoor sports. Let's slip it down here a little bit so I can lose some altitude. Just keeping a side slip in to put the side of the aircraft in the wind. Slow it down. Makes it sink like a rock. The thing about a J3 though is it will float on you if you're not careful. If you come in just a little too hot, she'll float all the way down at the end of the runway, but it's not a big deal. You just push the power on and go around. So it came in pretty hot. Actually, it came in really hot. heard a lot of complaints about this airfield, for real. I'm not sure why, what the situation is, but a lot of pilots that I've talked to, they don't like coming in here. And I'm not even sure, it might be just private now anyway. But yeah, never figured that out, because it sure doesn't look very busy when I'm around it, for real. But yeah, never heard any really good stories about it. Alright, take back off and go toward the bay. We'll fly up toward Lewes and Cape Henlopen. And if you're watching this right now on live feed, live stream, thank you for being here. Hope you're enjoying the flight. I do a couple of these a day usually, and of course I leave them on line for only about 5 days, and then I a little bit of bumping going on there. Good grief, some wind. Just caught a nice updraft. But yeah, so I leave them on for about 5 or 6 days on Twitch, and then I put my videos now on Rumble, and I have quite a few, over 100 videos on YouTube, and I've stopped doing them until the new flight simulator comes out this year, and then I'll probably start doing more videos when it comes out. But yeah, there is an entirely new Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out this year.
Sierra is type 1 miles north of Delta Echo 25, 600 feet. Request flight following.
November 28 Lima Sierra Dover approach. Squawk 601 tree.
Squawk 601 tree 8 Lima Sierra.
8 Lima Sierra radar contact 2 miles northeast of Delta Echo 25, 700 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger 8 Lima Sierra.
So this is Broadkill Beach. Whoops, down below me. Broadkill. A very old beach, been around for many, many years, and developed pretty good nowadays. You know, typically it was just some cottages down there that were used on the summer. Now people live there all year round. And this river down here is Broadkill River. And it runs all the way through Lewes Beach, and then all the way into Rehoboth Beach, and then from Rehoboth Beach out to Rehoboth Bay. So you could canoe or boat, motorboat that whole canal there all the way down to this area here. And then all the way over to Millsboro if you wanted to. This place down here is Roosevelt Inlet, and this is a kind of a private area owned by the state. And this is a marina that's public use to let people go out to the bay and go fishing. This is the Lewes Beach Sailing Club down here on the end. And of course Lewes Beach goes all the way up to Cape Henlopen. And this whole area here, development here, is part of Lewes. Growing every day. Every day this thing is growing. It's amazing how big it is compared to when I was little. The bridge coming from the downtown area, which is beautiful. You come across this bridge and it takes you right up to Lewes Beach, Family Beach, what I would call a family beach. It's excellent for kids, children, families just to hang out all along this area here, all the way down these communities. There's these side roads that you can park on and take your family, your kids, or whatever, along this beach. It's beautiful. And then down here is the ferry terminal that takes people from here to New Jersey on the other side. Well, can't see it today because of the clouds. But they leave here and go across the Delaware Bay. I don't know how many times a day, but that's where the ferry terminal is. And then this is a small community, public community, and then this, once you get into here, past this line, this is all state park. This is Cape Henlopen State Park. This is all protected, bird sanctuary, you name it. But the beaches are open in certain areas. They have actual beach locations where you can park your car. We'll fly over it, and you can go to the beach there, beautiful beach. And then also down here, they allow surf fishermen to take their vehicles, so many of them. Used to, it was unlimited. Now it's very controlled. But you can go surf fishing down here on this beach. And as long as you got a rod in the water, you're okay. But if you're just sitting there, they're going to move you. And you have to have permits for your vehicle to go on the beach. And I think most of this was developed under, I think, Joe Biden when he was senator in Delaware. I won't get into that. But anyway, I believe a lot of that in DuPont. But here's the main parking area for the beach at Cape Henlopen. Beautiful beach. They have a concession stand there. You can get food, drinks, popsicles, ice cream, stuff for the kids. Here's another area here that's used as a beach. And I think I'm getting way too high. I'll let it drift down a little bit. And then this area here, actually all along this area here were the old batteries, artillery batteries that were defense mechanisms set up for the Delaware Bay out here. But there's still bunkers and World War II setups there that are for history. But this area here, I used to surf a lot when I was younger. It was a good surfing spot, mainly because of these jetties here. But yeah, it still is a pretty good surfing spot. And then the same thing down this beach here. There's surf fishing areas that you can take your vehicle, drive it out on the beach, like right through here. You can come out onto the beaches with your four-wheel drive, and you can see the vehicles down here on the beach. They're parked and they're surf fishing. They're actually fishing. Pretty cool. Been there, done that. A lot of fun. And so now we're coming into northern Rehoboth Beach. This is called North Shores. The current President of the United States has a home down here on this North Shore. So all this gets shut down every time he comes and visits, which is basically every weekend. And when they do that, they put restrictions, air restrictions, all over this part of Delaware and Maryland. And so you got to be very, very careful where you're going and when you're going. And there's procedures that you use to be able to fly through the area. But when he's here, actually here, you can't fly over this at all. All right, let me come down a little further. I'm still up here in the haze. Yeah, I was getting almost IFR up here. Good grief. It's amazing what kind of view you have when you're outside the plane. Yeah, so anyway, this is North Beach. And this is the boardwalk all along here. This whole section here is the boardwalk. And if ever any of you have ever been to Rehoboth Beach, you know where Dolly's popcorn place is, right on the main section of the boardwalk, and there's a pavilion right out in front of the, they used to be right here. This used to be their building, but they've since moved. They actually left that location. Evidently something to do with rent. But here's where the gazebo is, and then your candy shop, Candy Kitchen's right here, and Grotto Pizza, and all these places along the boardwalk here. Very cool. And then you have private homes, starting right here, all the way down through Dewey Beach, into Bethany Beach, Fenwick Island, Ocean City. So yeah, that's Rehoboth. A little bridge that goes across. You know, I can't remember if that's Silver Lake. Jeez, I can't believe I forgot it, but yeah, it's a nice, pretty lake here. And these homes, oh my God. Yeah, try purchasing one of these. I mean, you can, but you better have some serious cash. So this area here, along this area here, is Dewey Beach. Famous Dewey Beach, party town. Big time party town. All your pubs and bars are along this area right here that I'm circling. All in here, then you've got all kinds of shops and restaurants and all kinds of cool stuff. And one thing I will tell you is do the speed limit in Dewey Beach. Do the speed limit. Because you will get a ticket. They don't give out warnings. Alright, well I'm going to end the flight right about here, so I'm going to put the plane down on the beach. And but this is the end of Dewey. This starts going into state property, state parks again, all the way down to Fenwick Island, or no, down to Bethany Beach. And then Bethany Beach is a community, and then you get to Fenwick Island. So, and we'll cover that another time. Meanwhile, I'm going to put it on the beach and shut her down. Hopefully it's not too lumpy. Usually it's pretty bouncy. Try to land it as close as the water as I can because it's a little smoother. I'll talk to y'all later.